Shahed, if you could take a little bit of time to just maybe explain to everyone, like why did you get into this specific space, real world data? Why is it important to you, and how did you get into it? Because it is somewhat of an esoteric, place to go to. Because I assume most kids don't necessarily want to be an epidemiologist when they grow up. Maybe more of a athlete or some sort of like rock superstar, right?
So yeah, it's kind of like a long convoluted path to where I am right now, and it's pretty consequential, I must say. I have a background in medicine, but I never really wanted to go into clinical practice and wanted to work in public health. So I was trained as an epidemiologist, got my doctoral degree, and then I went to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention (CDC) at the U.S. as an Epidemic Intelligence Service officer, an EIS officer, just basic shoe leather epidemiology. So initially, my focus was more on environmental health, asthma, lead poisoning, healthy homes, air pollution, things of that sort. But later, I transitioned into a position in vaccine safety, which is very
Mm.
important. And while at vaccine safety, I guess during this time, I was getting exposed to a lot of large scale patient level data sets that were becoming available at the time. So what we call the claims databases, the hospitalization databases, the ARC databases that were coming out of the HCUP databases, and market scan, all those things. So I got interested in exploring them more. And we also had access to, from as a CDC, we had access to lots of vaccine safety databases with Kaiser and other healthcare providers. And these large scale databases, we saw the potential that how it can really replace the prospective studies we do. Anyway, so what happened in the last 15, 20 years is like a lot of these databases became available. And at that time, I transitioned into drug safety into industry. And during that time, I saw that they are not only becoming available with large number of patients, but they're also available coming up with a lot of what do we say, genomic or molecular data attached to them, which was fascinating. That prior to that in industry, we used real world evidence extensively in drug safety, post marketing monitoring of safety and effectiveness. We helped understand the natural history of disease, the patient stratifications, the heterogeneous disease subgroups, and all this stuff. And we also helped the clinical development and strategies with treatment patterns, understanding those kind of things, and management of the patients, screening of the patients. But with this new kind of data that were coming out, the modalities, the molecular, and also the whole healthcare innovation shifted towards precision medicine. So, and I thought like, this was a good opportunity to actually mine or explore these databases and actually use the epidemiologic skills along with advanced analytics to get some to really help the earlier stages, the translational stages of things that we can actually help a lot of things, translational and reverse translational work we can do. And that was my I was put that brought me to Gilead, and we started this function. And then my work right now is more, I would say, translational and reverse translational using molecular, genomic, transcriptomic data. And just to mention in this regard that in the last 10, 15 years, a lot of things happened. Not only that we had a lot of data, a lot of modalities of data like genomic, transcriptomic, proteomic, but we also had the technological advancement, the cloud computing, the advanced analytics to actually efficiently analyze and mine these data sets. So there was a convergence, and there was also a favorable environment in terms of investments from private equities and VCs, and also from regulators in how they will accept this kind of data. So a lot of convergence there that actually brought real world evidence into one of the becoming a core functionality within drug discovery and development.